Welcome back to part 3, ladies and gentlemen, of what I assume is going to be 6 parts.
This is part 7, actually, because timely discussion part 5 was our first hour.
That's
part 6 was our second. So this is part 7 total.
Shit. I guess you're right. Yeah. Welcome back to part 7. Lucky number 7. I have to say, this next movie was not very lucky. I gave it the award for cinematic blue balls.
Oh.
And that is Catherine Bigelow's A House of Dynamite.
Strikeout.
Hit and a miss. No.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Dude, this beer's getting to me. Yeah, this movie fucking sucked dick. So, Catherine Bigelow, renowned, I guess you would call it, like, you know, war footage, cinematography, Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30, or some of the big ones that people know her for. There are some other lesser ones. I like Near Dark. It's a vampire movie. I think it's very stylish. I think it's very good and underrated. A House of Dynamite seems like she took all the things from her other movies and, like, just did the opposite.
Okay.
So the entire point of this movie is that a missile is launched, they don't know where, from somewhere maybe in the Pacific or, like, you know, Middle East. Okay. An ICBM is launched, and it is heading towards the United States in the direction. Now, this movie takes place, it's in 3 separate acts of different viewpoints. One is a radar station in Alaska. It's like the one that's like, what would you call it? Like HARP or NORAD, where they like can shoot missiles to intercept stuff. Yeah. Another one is a control room inside, I believe, the Pentagon or some type of like national defense area close to Congress. Okay. And the third one just follows the Secret Service and the president, who's played by Idris Elba, so this is Obama coded.
Gotcha.
So the movie, about 90 minutes long, goes over this event for about like 30 minutes each time. The first time you see this event, you're like, okay, I'm actually pretty locked in, you know. The pacing in the first act, you're just like, okay, so there's a missile, nobody knows exactly where it came from, and eventually they're like, is it even really going to hit the United States? Mm-hmm. And they figure out that, yes, it is going to, and this isn't a spoiler, this happens literally, you see this a dozen times. Yeah. It gets closer and closer, and they see it's going to land somewhere in the Midwest. Okay. And the first thing you see is that the people in the radar station are not able to shoot down the rocket. Okay. And you're like, oh, fuck. So something is going to happen. I didn't realize it was going to be different perspectives. So then you see this exact same thing happen 2 more times. And it's the exact same story over and over again of just, oh, my God. Each one starts of like, oh, I'm just having fun. I'm enjoying my day. Like Jared Harris, I think, the guy from like Chernobyl and like Mad Men is in it. And he kind of has some character development. He's like, my daughter doesn't like talk to me or whatever. And stuff like that happens for the first 5 minutes of each act. And then they're just like, it's just like 30 minutes of them panicking. Oh my God, there's a fucking missile. The first time it happens makes sense. I don't see why you want to structure a movie around this hype just fading in and out 2 more times. Because you're killing the pacing.
So it's Run Lola Run with like possible nukes. So this is like the movie that Denis Villeneuve is directing about nuclear war or whatever, you know, based on that book by that girl who went on Rogan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You don't know anything I'm talking about.
I do not know.
Well, it looks like this is that, but Run Lola Run. Where it's like, what if we restart the movie every 30 minutes and
I guess so.
Disinvest our audience? It always happens. When you have perspective shifts that are not woven in, it's always bad. Like in Barbarian, it's like, you're hurting your own good, like you had a good movie going. Like you can't just... If you're going to do the multiple perspective thing, you have to bake it in and have them be shorter intervals like weapons or, you know. Yes.
And you need to really learn new information. You don't until the last 10 minutes of the movie when you see the president's perspective.
Tisk.
Because he has the most responsibility on how to react to this. I like how the movie looks. It kind of has the classic, like, people in a command center talking, like almost a Aaron Sorkin newsroom type deal. And if you like stuff like that, you'll like how this looks visually. I don't recommend this movie at all, so I'm going to, like, talk about the ending, which there really isn't one. Spoilers, but really there isn't anything really to spoil. I'm going to talk about the ending, but you guys should not watch this. Last perspective is Idris Obama sitting on the plane, and he has like a little binder full of retaliation plans, because at this point they realize that the missile is going to hit Chicago or something, maybe some other city, but I think it was Chicago. The interceptors failed. They're like, there is nothing we can do. So they said, okay, you need a response plan. We don't know who launched it, so we're going to assume it's North Korea. Here's a binder. Choose which plan you want to do. Some of these are like, we will hit some sites in maybe like Russia or like Iran. Mm-hmm. Some of these are like, we were only going to hit North Korea. And they're just like, all right, make your choice. And Idris Elba's like, okay. He looks down at the book and the screen cuts to black. And you don't see any type of reaction. So this movie is literally, oh my fucking God, a missile's coming right for the U.S. How are people going to react? What do the different people do?
U.S. is like a house of dynamite. It's like a look at
yeah, it is the worst ending maybe of the year because it's completely unsatisfactory.
2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down. I wish I had more to say about this, but it really is just one story of a missile got launched. Oh my God, it's scary. Cut to black, do it again 2 more times, and the ending completely dry jerks you, not to completion.
Damn.
And I'm kind of baffled why they didn't choose anything, because like Zero Dark 30 and Hurt Locker take some pretty like big stances on how people in the military react, and this seems very mild tempered by comparison. Like, there are some scenes of, like, you know, torture or them treating people bad. And maybe this is just a way of Catherine Bigelow being like, I made military propaganda, like, twice. And I kind of need to not be part of the military industrial complex now.
I guess.
But that doesn't make a good movie. I wanted a little more... First of all, I wanted a fucking ending. You didn't give me an ending, Catherine, you fucking bitch. I also maybe wanted not the story not to like completely just loop one for one.
Yeah.
The president's part does go a bit farther than the other ones. The other ones cut off just a little bit early, but no, it's not good.
Damn. So Catherine's washed. Dude, did I ever tell you what happened when I saw her last movie?
No.
2017. What was that called? It was written by Mark Bowl, the guy who they did Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30 together. Detroit, that's what it was called. Did you see that? It was when we worked at the theater.
Is that the one where it's like is it like the race riot thing?
Yes. Yeah. Did you see that?
I did not.
I saw that in the theater, and when I was getting my popcorn, my friend who also worked at the theater was ringing me up. He's like, "What are you seeing tonight?" It was just me, and I had gotten off like an hour early, and I went into the mall, ate the food court, and then shopped around. And then I was like, you know what? I might go see the new Catherine Bigelow movie. This might be really, really good. I'd seen the trailer. I remember the trailer looked interesting, and I was like, all right, here we go. I'm going back. So I show up an hour later. Guy says, what are you seeing? And I said, I'm going to see the movie about the black race riot. And I said that really loud. And then he like looked at me, and then he looked like just not even over here. He looked vaguely to the left. And I realized there was this old black lady standing right next to me. Not even like behind me in line, just right next to me.
Why would you say that?
I didn't know she was there. And I thought it was just me and my friend. I didn't hear. I thought it was it's an empty lobby on like a Wednesday night. I was like, I'm going to see the Black Race Riot movie. I was just being like, just being goofy. And then I realized she's standing there. And I was like, ooh. She then went in to see the movie.
Oh my God.
I saw her walk in. I went into the theater, and it was actually like a fairly full theater, silent the whole time.
Full of people like you or her?
People like her. Not full, but it was empty. It's like every movie is, but it was empty full, where like there was like you couldn't go more than like 5 seats without a person, kind of thing.
And would you say the audience is very animated and lively?
No. Dead silent.
Wow.
And I'm like, guys, this is the comedy of the year.
You were laughing? You were laughing like De Niro and Cape Fear.
Throwing popcorn.
Take that.
Go get them, cops.
Rooting for the cops. USA.
I was dancing. I was freaking on the other people in the theater. That was the year of Get Out. That was the first year. That was the first full media year of Trump, So
shit.
It was a great time. And,
okay.
I acted with tact in that situation where I looked, and then I silently grabbed my popcorn and I walked away without addressing it. So Catherine Bigelow's 0 for 2.
Catherine
2 films.
Missed again, you dumb bitch.
Damn.
Alternatively, a movie that I believe we both saw that I liked a lot more than House of Dynamite was Friendship. I'm not a big fan.
Me neither.
Of
Didn't finish it.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I'm not a, what's this fucking guy's name? I forget his name all the time.
Jim Robin.
Tim Robinson. Yeah. I don't really care for his comedy series, I Think You Should Leave. There are some things I think are really funny. There are some sketches I literally like almost puked laughing at. I think most of them are just like stupid and not really... It's more so than not my humor. It's just I don't think this is funny, like, in general. It's
just the same bit over. It's like Family Guy, where it's like you do a bit that can be funny, but it's almost always just... It's just, I get it. He's going to shout. He's going to scream weird things.
He's going, I'm not worried about...
Yes, sir, Sergeant. Yes, sir. I get it.
Yeah, I know I'm probably in the minority of people our age who like are knowledgeable about that show because I'm really just like, I couldn't care less. Like some people are just like, oh, new season dropped tonight. I'm going to watch them all. But this movie actually hit for me. I think his humor evolved in a sense that it was more accessible to more audiences. This isn't like just a long version of an I Think You Should Leave sketch.
Agree.
I think this is an actual like well-written comedy movie. I was laughing a ton of times. I watched this with my roommate who likes I Think You Should Leave more than I do. And we both had a positive view on the movie. I would say in terms of comedy movie for me, this was about 4 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
I watched all the way through and I was like, wow, this actually hit for me. And I know our comedy sense is a little bit different, but we laugh at this broadly the same things.
Yeah, I would say actually pretty much most of the time. If there's something that you find funny and that you show me, I'm usually laughing pretty much equally.
I show you like an Instagram reel of like some black kid with Down syndrome.
No, you don't send me those. And I wouldn't even have seen who? I did not like Friendship very much. Not that I think it sucks. I just started it and it's like, you know, it's literally an A24 movie, but it's being this A24 movie little indie drama thing. But one of the characters is Tim Robinson, and he's just doing his shtick. You know, like you mentioned, it's not just a scene of I Think You Should Leave, and that's kind of the problem. Is like everyone's just acting normal, but he's just doing Tim Robinson, where he's just tripping over his own penis and being like really awkward with people. I'm going to see the new Star Wars. You want to see the new Marvel? You're going to see the new Marvel? I hear it's nuts. Oh yeah, I saw it. Don't tell me spoilers from the new Marvel. It's like, this is stupid. I wasn't laughing. I was like, I don't care. Cause the plot is just, it's a movie you've seen 1,000 times and it's fine for what it is. I turned it off around the halfway point. I just didn't care. I was like, I haven't laughed once and I'm just taken out of it by him being him.
That's pretty fair. I don't know exactly why this works for me. Maybe because he's the only guy playing it like so wacky. I mean, Paul Rudd is funny. Like the stuff his character does is like, well written, and Paul Rudd is, has a good on-screen presence. I think I like the dichotomy between Tim Robinson and his wife. The first scene is they're like, I believe at marriage counseling, like in a big circle.
Cancer survivor.
Yes, that's what it is. It's a cancer survivor group. And they're talking about like someone like not having sex or something.
His wife is talking about how she's terrified the cancer is coming back. And he's like, it's not coming back.
Yeah, he has this weird, like, almost like 1940s Looney Tunes mouth on him that I'm not usually a big fan of. I don't know why this worked, honestly. But they're talking about like having orgasms or something, like, with cancer treatment or whatever. And he's like, I don't have that problem. He's looking around the room. That stuff like that made me laugh.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would have made me laugh in I Think You Should Leave. So I'm trying to really find out why this worked for me. Maybe I just liked a longer, like a bigger story, because most of his sketches are just like, I'm working at the company and I'm eating hot dogs and I shouldn't be eating hot dogs. But this one is more about male friendship.
Yeah.
And it's a more interesting direction than, I'm wearing a hot dog suit to work.
Yeah. I would have liked the movie a lot more. Like watching you act out that moment with the orgasm thing. Cause his wife mentioned she's scared it's coming back and that she hasn't had an orgasm since. He's like, I don't know. Blah, blah. I enjoy watching you act it out more because the problem is he doesn't even deliver it with all of the ticks that we're adding to it. Like he's literally just like, I don't have that problem. Kind of mugs, Lynn looks back and then he's back to like serious acting face. And it's like, this doesn't It's his character isn't doing a shtick. His character is the shtick, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But only when he has a funny line of dialogue to say. So it's not like this is a guy who, when he's trying to be humorous, then and only then adopts the like cringe shtick. He just is that shtick for like half the movie, but half he isn't. So I'm trying to, like, I guess, explain comedy that didn't work, which just sounds foolish. It's just, I just can't really explain it. It's like, it's just like, what am I supposed to be laughing at? You know, that's the feeling that I got. So I shut it off, but apparently it's good. People like it. And, you know, I'm sure it's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of just watching something where it's like the humor is just that it's weird. It's like, I need more. So. Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you like his other work, you'll like this movie.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's going to be a crapshoot. For me, it worked. Yeah. And to this day, I don't know why. I guess he did his funniest bits for me.
Yeah.
The stuff that I found the funniest.
Well, while I was watching it, I was like, dude, I need to be watching Megan 2. Because I was watching Megan 2, and then I watched this right after, and I was like, Megan 2 is funnier. I mean, in a bad way, but I was laughing more at that. As I wrote down, one of my only notes for friendship was, Megan 2 was better. I don't need more formula in my life. Nope, no thanks. This is just a very indie formulaic kind of story, and it's done with the presentation. The way it's done is the unique thing about it, but ultimately the story itself is just kind of like every beat is very predictable. So it's an inoffensive movie that you might enjoy. It's very easy to vibe with.
Yeah, I think it has a younger sense of humor. This isn't like a comedy movie you recommend to your parents.
I kind of can see my parents maybe finding it funny.
Okay. There are some bits later on that I'm not sure land with parents too much.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, hey, if your parents like it, power to them. But I don't think my parents would. They may be like, it's all right.
I'm only going off what happened in the first half, so if there's stuff later on that's like, you know.
Did you get to the part with Connor O'Malley in the garage with the drums?
Yes.
Okay. I thought that was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's like if you guys want to have like a good, you know, barometer for if you're going to like the movie, go on YouTube and search friendship extended garage scene. Him and Connor O'Malley, like in the extended scene, go on for like 10 minutes. In the movie, it's like 2 or 3 minutes, and it is funny. They have the most bizarre conversation of all time. But it was definitely like up my alley. I think Connor O'Malley is pretty funny. I haven't seen all his stuff, but I think he's generally funny. So if you like that, you'll like the movie. If not, you can skip it.
I don't even know who Connor... God. I don't even know. He's not even moral. I don't even know Connor O'Malley is. I just know about the basement scene with the drum, but I agree it's good. You know what? It's kind of like Naked Gun, the Naked Gun remake. It's like, in terms of whether you like it or not, I didn't like it for similar reasons that I didn't really love Naked Gun, which is like, it's just kind of one humor style. So as a comedy, it's a little, it feels a little stale after a while to me. I got a little antsy. So.
Okay. The next award for worst adaptation, possibly of all time, goes to Until Dawn.
Okay.
Now, Caleb, have you ever played the game Until Dawn on PlayStation?
I've not.
So, for people who don't know, Until Dawn is a game where your choices matter. It takes place in Vancouver, BC. All these people arrive at this snowy chateau that one of their friends owns. And over the course of the game, you make choices that can impact other people's lives. All your characters can die at the end, or they can all survive. It's a horror game. The whole purpose of the game is that it's kind of on native land, and they have something in native mythology called a Wendigo. A Wendigo is, I believe, a shaman or just a person who eats human meat, becomes a cannibal, and they go crazy. And in the context of the game, this leads to someone having like elongated muscles, and they can like jump around and they like rip people's heads off and shit. They're very violent. They're like evil creatures.
Okay.
The movie Until Dawn is a bunch of people randomly in, I think, like fucking Tennessee, and they go to a house and they're in a fucking Groundhog Day time loop. That is not what the game is like. It doesn't take place in any of the same areas. The only connecting thing is that in the game, character actor Peter Stormare is the kind of narrator. He's like the host. He oversees everything. Like in between like certain points in the game, he asks you questions and it changes stuff you see. He like psychoanalyzes you. In the movie, he's there, and they try to make a connection that he's like some entity that can also time loop, but the game is canon to the movie. but then the movie also isn't the same thing as the game. And the entire movie is that they're trapped in this haunted house, and if they like don't survive until dawn, they just loop again. But the rules don't make any sense.
That doesn't wait. So if they survive long enough, then they loop again, which is also a thing that lets you live again. So then what's the stakes?
Well, here's the thing. They have to live like long enough, but then also figure out how to get out. So you can't just live. You have to figure out like what the looping thing is. So this doesn't.
But it's a loop. So then you loop.
So this doesn't make. I know I'm explaining it decently. This movie makes actually no sense.
All right.
And it's stupid. It's the stupidest movie of all year. There is a scene where they all like respawn after getting murdered by like evil witches and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like this weird thing that like a witch lives there, but it's like also Peter Stormare, I think, like just made, it's like this coal town collapsed and killed like hundreds of people. So it's like an evil haunted location.
Whoa.
They get killed by like witches and ghouls and like giants. There's like a giant fucking guy who just like kills one of them. It's like, who is this? There's just every monster here. There's like a zombie. There's like just a regular like Jason Voorhees type killer. There's like
in the Lost Lands.
Yes, it's every bad guy. So this is what is that movie where it's a cabin in the woods?
Yeah.
So
it sounds a lot like Cabin in the Woods, kind of,
but done way, way worse. There's a scene where they respawn and they wake up in the bathroom. And they're like, oh my God, guys, like, you know, they understand they're looping. They have the memories, but each time they can feel themselves getting weaker. And then once they succumb to that, they're going to become a monster like everybody else.
Okay.
They're in the bathroom and they're like, all right, I need to get some water. Guy turns on the faucet, takes a little drink of water. And he's like, oh my God, guys, I don't feel so good. And he fucking explodes. Just like fucking
in the monkey.
In the monkey, yeah. Just like in the monkey, they're just like, why did this guy explode? For some reason, they all drank the water, and there's like, oh shit, so we're all gonna explode now. They do one by one. It looks insane.
Mm-hmm.
They find out at the end, they're like, oh yeah, you can't drink the water because it's evil water. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to make like any connection to the game, because I'm like, well, in the game you don't loop at all. Your choice, like if you die, the game moves on and you miss out on certain things.
Damn.
It's kind of like if people ever played Heavy Rain or like Detroit Become Human. Those are games by Quantic Dream where your choices matter and like your main characters can die.
Okay.
This one takes the death and like all that stuff out of it, because like every other horror movie is that doesn't have a loop is like your lives matter. You have some kind of self-preservation. In this one, they're just like sacrificing themselves and getting their heads split open by axes, and it's like, well, now this isn't a horror movie. This is just a comedy at this point.
They're kind of raping you.
They're kind of doing that. The only positive thing I have to say is one of the ladies in there, I forget her name, but she's the Asian chick in there. She is by far the best. She's the one who can like actually act.
Yeah.
She went on to be one of the leads in K-pop Demon Hunters, which got nominated for a ton of shit. And I like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
So good for her. She was definitely the stand-up performance, and she's like the only one. No, she's not the only. The chick who's going to be in Marty Supreme, Odessa Zion, who has the funniest Jewish name I've ever heard. She's going to be Marty Supreme, and she was dog shit in Until Dawn. The Asian chick was cool.
No.
K-pop Demon Hunters rules. It's fine. But Until Dawn is one of the worst movie adaptations I've ever seen. It's the most unfaithful to the source material since probably like Uwe Boll did like Alone in the Dark or House of the Dead. And those have like 1 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, can we watch some Uwe Boll? Can we do Uwe Boll disease duology? Can we do like Until Dawn, God. Can we do what's the one you just mentioned? The second one you mentioned, the zombie
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead.
Yes.
Can we do like House of the Dead and his Auschwitz movie or something?
Oh fuck yeah, we can.
That would be good.
Did you know he just got banned from Letterboxd like yesterday?
No.
So he's like us.
Oh yeah, just like us.
Uwe, it's really, he hated Sinners too, by the way.
Oh, Uwe rocks, dude. I want to have his baby. He made Postal, dude.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Instead of watching Until Dawn, I need you guys to watch a movie called Postal.
We need you to get your family to watch Postal and Julian Donkey Boy, but Postal too.
Postal is the most tone deaf movie I've ever seen. There's tits. There's
Penis.
There's penis. So fair. You see Dave Foley's penis.
You see 9/11.
You see 9/11, the funniest opening of all time. You see George W. Bush and Osama bin Laden frolic through a field of daisies.
It's like a Jon Stewart fever dream.
Yes. God, what else do you see? It is the most like racist, sexist, disgusting movie of all time, but I kind of love it. It actually has very good looking action when they actually shoot stuff.
It was actually kind of okay.
It was fine.
Did you remember when before this was a podcast, before you guys could hear this, when we were over here, when I was over here at your place and we were just like planning this out, I think it was like the time before we were like ordering equipment. We're like, all right, we're pretty much ready to go. And then we just watched Postal and got really drunk. And we were like, this is kind of Kino, though.
It's really good. It's good in the sense that it's so dog shit, but it has some of the funniest moments I've ever seen in a movie.
We were howling with laughter.
Howling laugh. I've seen it like 3 times now.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you can somehow watch Postal, please do that. Don't watch Until Dawn. Don't watch any of this other dog shit.
And they say there's no good video game movies. Postal, great video game movie.
Postal is genuine. And the developers of Postal, like the game Running with Scissors, they love the movie. They actually put the guy who plays, they call him the Postal Dude. Yeah. You can play as him in one of the Postal games. You can play as his skin, Zach Ward.
Okay.
Zach Ward is the bully in A Christmas Story, Scott Farkas.
Yes.
So, if you guys want to see the connection, if you want to see grown-up Scott Farkas play like a down on his luck, like loser.
It was killing me watching it. I'm like, I know this guy's fucking face. Yes, he's the bully from Christmas Story.
Yes.
Damn.
Postal, if you can laugh at like a movie that's just so raunchy, you will like it. And if you want to see Dave Foley's penis.
It's a genuinely hilarious comedy to watch with the bros. Really think twice before you show this to your hoe, though. Like, it's really not a movie to be proud of in front of your girl.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything bad towards women, really.
No. But it's, I mean, be honest with yourself. Can you think of a single woman you know who would like it? You know? Like, it's really not, it's not palatable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not like it's too smart. I mean, it's just very bro coded.
It definitely is for the dudes.
It's for the fellas.
So. And you don't need to have played the game to like what's going on. It's like, the only thing that's related is he's called the Postal Dude.
I never even played, I didn't know how I knew Postal was a game, but I didn't know anything else. So when we watched it, I was like, whoa. And you're like, the ending is kind of very accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Amazing.
Nick, what do you know about Mark Maron?
I know that he has a podcast that's slightly more famous than ours.
Only slightly. Well, actually, it's over now. So
we're
getting more current listeners.
Okay. Our podcast is more famous than Mark Maron's now. I always thought he was vaguely funny, but then he kind of got like annoying shitlib status.
What is that?
Liberal who's like very annoying and constantly talking about politics.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Vaguely funny. But holy shit, dude. I saw that he had a stand-up special and it occurred to me, wait, this guy's a comedian? Because I thought he was just a podcaster who knew a bunch of comedians. I thought Mark Maron was a failed stand-up comedian who stopped doing it a long time ago.
Okay.
No, he's been doing stand-up ever since. I guess he's just failed in the eyes of most comedians because people talk about him like he's dead.
Is he like Joe Rogan, where Joe Rogan has done stand-up for like 2 decades, but just still sucks?
Yes. And Mark Maron is a much better comedian than Rogan. I think Maron's bad. But Rogan is like, Burn the Boats, his last Netflix special. Like, holy shit, dude. But I saw Mark Maron had a new special on HBO and it was called Mark Maron Panicked. And I went, is this going to be him talking about how he has anxiety now? And like, I really don't need to hear a man who tried these lines on, women in New York to get some pussy, trying to like turn it into stand-up material and like, just putting on this like Woody Allen nebbish Jewish persona like that he definitely doesn't have. Like, come on. That is exactly what it is. The special starts. He walks out and he's like, you ever seen that Louis special where he walks out? It's tons of applause. It might have been his like 3rd special. 2015 maybe is when this could come out. 2013. And everyone's cheering. He's like, thank you. Thank you. Audience dying down a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. So what I think about abortion, and it gets a big laugh, and then he actually does just do an abortion bit like for like 5 minutes.
Is that when he was like, it is killing a baby?
It's. I don't believe it's killing a baby. I think women should get abortions. It's not killing a baby. It is a little bit killing a baby.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
But I'm okay with. Yes, that is the exact bit. Yeah, this is Mark Maron's version of that, where he walks out and he's like, thank you. Woo! Whoa, Mark Maron. Music, applause, fanfare, fireworks. Mark Maron, thank you. Getting the mic off the stand, moving the stand back there, getting his water bottle on his stool. Thank you. So, like, this guy's a Cheeto. And you're like, oh, no.
You can't talk about Orange Man bad. No.
Dude, this is the stalest stand-up special I've seen in a while. There was a trailer that went viral a while ago of Bill Maher's stand-up special. And it was, have you seen it?
I have not.
We're going to have to watch it later. Or maybe I'll cue it up and we can play it for the listeners. The trailer, the sound bites are amazing. The moments he's talking, it's, Bill Maher, like you've never seen him before. And then he's like, and I said, that's the opposite of woke. Okay.
Imagine if you're a Christian, you're stupid.
And you're watching it and you're like, dude, was this me? Like, is this not even in the hack joke of it? Just, is this AI? Is this fake? This is too on the nose. Mark Maron is doing that here. He walks out and he's like, dude, liberals are like a buzzkill. I can't even do the accent or his speech. It's just this whiny thing. Kind of, if you picture in your mind what he must be like doing stand-up, you're correct. It's just his podcast with him, but he's standing and he's just talking and he's like, liberals are like a buzzkill because like I want to get the almond milk, but then like that's not ethical and like, but then I'm like, because I want to be such a good, and it's just all this way of like, I'm just such a good person. I'm so good, but I'm so neurotic and I wish I could be normal. And it's like, Mark, you're 65.
Dude, you have an AARP card. You're not quirky Chungus.
What are you doing, buddy? He gets up there. He's like, I'm great. Everything's great. And then it has this like witless sarcasm. It's this thing where he's able to trick the audience. He has the cadence of joke telling, but there's no content to what he's saying outside of like, fuck, everything's so bad. That's this meta text. And all he's going to be saying is like, so other than that, pretty unremarkable year. And everyone's like, oh, that's so funny because Trump was elected this year, actually, honey. It was an eventful year for us.
Did you get it, Margaret? Yeah.
It's like, who's laughing? And the audience is dying for this material, by the way. They are dying for it. I'm like, this audience, Bill Maher's audience are like two different that should have been moved into that labor camp where those people died of typhus. There's this witless sarcasm about it, man. And he has this, he talks about the sociopathic, where did I write it? The sociopathic huckster clown king. He's like, we work for this sociopathic hipster. He's like Steve-O. He's like clown king. And he's talking about Trump, like literally like that 14-year-old Chinese girl who was when they doxed you on NPR.
Yes.
He's like, I mean, it's illegal for some people to be even fucking alive, like the trans and the women and everything. And this sociopathic clown, it's like a horse in a hospital. It's just like, we lived through this already.
I know what happened. Everything has been said. Move on. I don't even like him. I think he's but move on. Do something else. Write new jokes.
It's exactly what Jim Downey was talking about with Conan when he was saying we didn't want to do Clapter when him and Norm did update. Trump sucks. We get the applause. It's all this fucking is, man. I barely made it through this. The audience, like I said, they're eating the shit up. He does this like Carlin-esque kind of thing where he's trying to just do this like long ramble, one continuous train of thought that's just this big like whiny complaint. Where I'm doing like this mishmash of like sanctimonious Hassan Piker ramblings with this like H3 middle schooler like complaining about society, like that level of understanding, like social issues. Not really. I was gonna say socioeconomic, but really just kind of social issues, and then being like, but like, and capitalism, and it's like, do you motherfuckers even know what capitalism means? I can't even. It's just so dumb.
It's just buzzwords.
It feels like we're just living in this society run by like literal 12-year-olds. Like this is so offensively stupid. But the audience is just like or like every single. And he's like, and then I see our Cheeto bag president. It's like that's not the thing. You don't call him a Cheeto bag. They call him a Cheeto. That's not what
he's a Cheeto.
You're not even getting your hack right. Anyway,
I hate phoned in comedy like that. Like you called it clapter, and was it Jim Downey?
Yeah,
coined that term. Yeah, that I think makes me the most mad because like during 2016, there were a ton of people who were making like decently good jokes about it. Like for example, I mean it's so passé now because everybody's heard about it, but the horse in the hospital joke at least has some craft to it.
Sure.
Yeah, it isn't immediately like Orange Man bad or just like guys, can you believe that the horse is a It's not. There is some craft to it, and I can be like, okay, well, this actually took a little bit to write, and there's some like clever cleverness to it. Yeah. Effort is everything. You need to put an effort to anything you do as a comic. You can't just be like, oh, what's that? You don't get pussy. That's crazy, man. You can't do that. This is why crowd work is the fucking like dumbest thing of all time. Dude, I saw something, it was the Matt Rife crowd work special on Netflix, and I never wanted to kill myself faster than when I saw that. Why would I want to watch, first of all, Matt Rife, who sucks, and then just do all crowd work? Apparently that's a huge thing in stand-up right now.
Yes.
Where they just come out, and they're just like, all right, anybody got a pussy last night? And the guy's like, I did. And he goes, you get pussy? Oh, you do?
Let's go!
Let's go, dude. Let's get pussy. Yeah, this needs to stop. You need to be rounded up and put it in that camp where 271,000 comics before you died. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the special. Like I said, I turned it off at some point. I couldn't. I went in knowing I was gonna be like hate it because I don't like stand up. Even what people consider good stand up comedy, I'm like, I don't. Come on, fuck off. I just hate it. And I knew that I wouldn't like it as stand up, but I was like, oh, maybe I'll enjoy just listening to him rant because I've heard WTF clips that are. It's more interesting because of the guest, but he's like. His energy is like, I could picture that being kind of amusing to listen to if it's his stand-up special and he's ready with these ideas. But it feels like he improvised it, because every stand-up, obviously everything they're saying has been said hundreds of times. It's all planned out. Every supposedly spontaneous thing they say, it's all planned. But you're watching it and you're like, I could have gotten on. If you asked me to go do his special, I could do a paraphrased version of it tonight, on an empty stomach and 3 beers. He says this thing. This is what made me turn it off. He says he's holding his head. And he's like, because Trump and then the Republicans and Biden not dropping out fast enough. And you're like, we get it. Can you please?
I get it. It's hard.
How long can this go on for, Mark?
I get it.
After it seems like that's finally dying down, he got it out of his system. He's holding his forehead and he goes, yeah, my brain, it's just going all the time. Can we fucking stop with this thing where you all act like I'm so fucking intelligent, bro. My mind is going like a mile a minute. You don't have thoughts, Mark.
I'm a comedian. I'm a tortured genius. I got all these thoughts bubbling up inside. I need to get them out. My only way is to talk about getting pussy on stage at the Laugh Factory. I'm such please have sex with me.
The only reason I'm not even accepted in this comedy scene, man, is because Joe Rogan and the Republicans are trying to do warfare against the public images of us liberals. That's true. And it's like, no, you suck.
You're a hack.
You're so bad. Mark, you're so bad. Holy shit. How is this guy known?
I don't know. He was the parking lot demon throwing throat around outside the Laugh Factory, apparently. Sounds gay. To what is probably a slightly better movie. I'm going to give my award to the most okay movie of the year.
Woo!
The Woman in Cabin 10.
Nice.
Now,
I'd like to hear it.
Nobody saw this movie, really. But I was really surprised after I watched this. I didn't see any reviews beforehand. I just saw that there's a movie with Keira Knightley on Netflix where she plays a journalist that goes aboard a rich person's boat and then a murder happens. And that isn't a necessarily interesting premise, but this was when I first started this watch list thing and there was nothing else out.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? It has Guy Pearce in it. Keira Knightley. I'm like, those are at least 2 actors I know who I think do a decent job. I will watch this. The movie is kind of exactly what you think it does, or is going to be. It hits all the beats you think it will. It's vaguely predictable, but the reviews are 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
This is extremely bad reviews. And honestly, I don't get it. And I know Rotten Tomatoes is that doesn't mean anything, but IMDb is super low too. People are just I don't get this movie. It's just so bad. It's so boring. I don't think it's either. I don't think it's a masterpiece. Keira Knightley does a good enough job. I think she works for The Guardian or something. She works for a real life English news organization. And they're hey, this philanthropist, Guy Pearce, his wife is a philanthropist. And he's just kind of the husband that married in, but also has business dealings. But she has the bulk of the money. She is dying of cancer and it's stage 4 terminal. And she's I just want to have one last thing. I'm going to donate all my money to charity. She's a philanthropist. She's just I don't want, my husband has his own money. He's going to be fine. And they're throwing one final party and they send her a thing of oh, some press would be good, to get other people on board. And then she's staying in a cabin and then next door she hears something insane. And then somebody is murdered and thrown overboard. And that's the Woman in Cabin 10. And then she's like, oh my God, call like alert ship security man overboard, because the person gets tossed out the window into the water. And they're just like, but there's nobody in cabin 10. It's a vacant one. It's the only vacant one. And like everybody says that. And she's like, what's going on here? Because she's not crazy. She definitely saw somebody do that. This isn't like a sock flying out. I mean, you can kind of probably tell what's going to happen when I set up that the players in this.
Okay.
And it goes pretty much exactly where you think it would. Okay. There is like one twist that I think is interesting enough, but I don't really, it's kind of bizarre, but I'll take it. It's a movie. I don't know how much more I can really say because it's just kind of but it's one thing I wanted to talk about because it's something that I feel like a lot of people can just like easily watch, and they might accidentally watch, like your mom or dad might watch this and be like, oh, so it was good. It's completely fine. I think it's getting like critically thrashed unnecessarily for being just a completely like 5 out of 10 movie. I saw it. It kind of left my head almost instantly, but Guy Pearce was good in it. Keira Knightley was fine. It's a completely solid I think it's based on a book, but nobody saw this movie. And I'm kind of surprised because it was a Netflix movie.
What's it called? Until Dawn?
The Woman in Cabin 10.
The Woman in Cabin 10. That was such a forgettable. I was looking over. I was like, what fucking title did he say? I already forgot it.
Yeah. Pretty much everything you think is going to happen will happen. The movie looks nice. Shot well.
Okay.
Takes place pretty much on a boat in, I believe, a Nordic country. I don't remember where. But it has good locales. It's a completely fine thing to watch on like a Sunday morning. And it's better than a lot of the shit on this list. So I felt like I needed to talk about it.
So if I'm ever like, okay, well, I could kill myself or I could watch one more thing, this is the thing.
I feel like you may turn it off. Oh. But I'm not sure. Maybe you'll be like, you're not going to love it.
I like to turn movies off.
You do. You do like to do that.
Here's the thing. Life is short. I don't have time for 5 out of 10s. So if I'm not, here's the thing. People say that thing is like, if I'm not hooked by your first scene, it's like, give it a second.
Yeah.
But if I'm not hooked by 30 minutes into your movie, I don't care.
I'd say this does Rich People on a Boat better than Triangle of Sadness, a movie I did not like.
The movie's really good.
Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, you wouldn't like this movie then.
So this is the inverse. So if you don't like this movie, it means you probably will like Triangle of Sadness.
Sure. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Triangle of Sadness is really good. I actually don't know. I mean, you've said that you don't like it. What did you not find good about it? I forget if we've talked about it. I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast.
I thought all the class commentary was very corny and not as smart as they thought it was. I also didn't really care for the plot as well. Yeah, it just didn't work for me. I like that part where Woody Harrelson and the rich guy are just like reading quotes off their phone from like Karl Marx
they're trading memes.
And like Henry Ford. They're just reading like, here's my capitalist quote, here's my communist quote. Yeah. They don't know it by heart. I thought that was funny, but then everything else is just really weird. And also the ending is kind of bizarre because that dude just gets raped by that Filipino chick.
He doesn't get raped by her.
Well, it's basically she's like, hey boy, you want to go in my boat?
It's a tale as old as time. It's
Filipino women raping.
It's not rape. Why? Okay, this is not even. She for content. If you haven't seen it, a Filipino woman does not rape a man. She trades. It's just male prostitution.
The male model. She allows him to sleep in her boat,
submarine,
and have like better food because she's like the cook on there, and she actually scavenged all the food. They like end up washed up on an island, and she's like, hey, if you sleep with me, I'll let you stay with me and have my food. That dude does have a kind of girlfriend, so I mean, it's not rape, but
on your original 2 points, the things you didn't like about it, I actually agree on both of those points. I think the class commentary isn't that deep, and I think that the plot itself isn't like that riveting. But I liked it because I don't care about either of those things. I just enjoyed. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was amazingly acted. I thought the whole cast was good. And I never knew where it was going. And then when it was over, I was okay with where it went. I was like, that did actually make me think. And, like the scene with like when they're on the island, that is the worst part to me. It's a weak third act, but I found it interesting. And when it's over, I mean, here's the nice thing. You don't see what happens at the end, but you know exactly what happened to who. I think that's a clever. I'm not a huge fan of Ruben Östlund. I've only seen that and The Square, both of which won the Palme d'Or. He's one of the only people who's won 2. And I don't love The Square. And I feel like the way you feel about Triangle of Sadness is how I feel about The Square, where it's like the same complaints, but I also feel like there's nothing else in it. It's kind of like, this isn't that deep. this isn't that riveting, but it's also not that funny.
Yeah,
it's not that interesting. I'm like, why am I here?
That was my problem with Triangle of Sadness. It's like, I just didn't find it funny. Not my style of humor.
Fair enough.
So I don't think it's like poorly crafted by any means.
I agree. I think it's really well done for what it is. I just think it could have been better, but I'm happy with it.
It's crazy that got a Criterion release like instantly.
It was really warmly embraced. It got Best Picture nomination.
Yeah.
And Best Director and Best Screenplay.
Yeah. Well, I guess if Worst Person in the World can get like an instant Criterion pick. Well, so did Flow.
Worst Person, I think that was the same year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got that pretty quick. I don't know if Janus, that distributor that they work
Worst Person is way better.
Oh, yeah.
Worst Person is amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys should watch that movie. Sure. We'll give some random like good movie recommendations if they pop up. Worst Person in the World is fantastic.
Amazing. I think anyone could like. If you hate it, you like hate movies. You can not vibe with it, but if you're with someone who's like, fuck that was a piece of shit, it's like inarguably great.
It's a good I kind of coming of age drama. I guess it is. I don't like using that term in that context though, because it's her in her adult years. But it's not like a ugly cry movie. You might cry a little bit.
Yeah.
Forget if I did. But
gives you emotions. And it makes you smile and laugh. And it makes you think. And it's an amazing performance by that lead actress.
Renata Reinsve.
Awesome. Would.
Absolutely.
Watch.
Absolutely.
I would watch you would.
You would watch my would do?
When you would her, I would watch.
Okay, thank you.
I watched AKA Charlie Sheen on Netflix, both parts.
I wanted to watch this. I didn't get around. I didn't have time. But is it good?
It's good.
Yes. Awesome.
It's good. It's not like shocking information if you kind of know about Charlie Sheen's story generally. You're getting the nice thing, the reason to watch it, if you're going to watch it, is that you're going to get a lot of insider knowledge about what was going on 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after many viral moments we know of his.
That's cool.
So if you would like that, then you'd like the movie. I think Charlie comes off very charming in it. Mm-hmm. It is a adaptation or, whatever companion piece to his book. So he's telling a lot of anecdotes of his acting career and the moments that it stalled as a result of his alcohol and then drug and then very bad drug addictions, all of his many addictions over time in which he kicked, and the kind of accordion shape that his addiction took, where it started out here and then he added XYZ, then he had to remove Z, then Y, then X, and then get back to sober, where he's been for the last 7 years. It's a pretty uplifting, like, recovery story in that way.
Yeah.
And it's starring fucking Charlie Sheen, one of the most interesting people of our time. So if all of those things sound like you might enjoy, it is a really well done version of that. Now, you might be picturing a cheesy or just lackluster version of that, because a lot of these celeb docs have the exact same problem of there's nothing to them. And you might as well have read their Wikipedia page where you're seeing a very sanitized view, whatever. This is definitely a warts and all look at his addiction. He tells some very graphic stories. Jeez. Some very vivid mental imagery of encounters and times where he's been drunk off his ass in public. And I don't know about you. I love Charlie Sheen. I lived through. We were like 12 when the Tiger Blood stuff was happening. So yeah, we were prime age. That he was like our meme lord. Charlie Sheen was like our first meme. Yeah, for our generation.
It was funny too, because it's like he didn't do anything like super bad like in the public eye besides just doing drugs.
Yeah,
and they're just like they just hounded him for it, because this was like what TMZ and like all these news outlets back in the day did, where it's like, oh, somebody's having a bad day, let's publicize everything about them. Yes. Like when Britney Spears shaved her head and everybody's like, look at Britney being so weird. It's like, maybe she needs you to step the fuck back for a second. Yeah. It's like, maybe Charlie Sheen is having a problem and somebody should reach out, which thankfully now the news media is like, oh, this person is an addict, maybe we should give him some space and like not be culpable, or like, so that we don't get sued when they kill themselves or somebody sues us for that. So thankfully the world has changed for the better in that sense. Yeah. But Charlie Sheen, I didn't realize he was sober for so long. I thought he was still kind of like doing stuff, but like a lower key.
No, he is fully sober for he's sober currently for the longest time he's been sober in his adult life.
Wow! Congratulations.
So, yeah, he never went very long without something, and drinking was the last vice that he had to get rid of. But he's been without a drink since since he got the HIV diagnosis, I think like 2018 or something.
Wow, drinking's hard to drop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he could have dropped it sooner. I might be wrong with the 7. I feel like 7 stuck out to me as the number of years sober. Maybe it was 6. But he's been sober for a while, and I didn't even mean for
That's
that.
the third time we've done that in these episodes, by the way.
That was not on purpose. But it's pretty cool, and it's also I have this really unique connection to the movie The Aviator. I think I told you about, where I watched that movie when I was getting over an extremely bad fever when I was like 14 years old, and I hadn't had the flu in forever, and it really fucking killed me, this flu. And I watched The Aviator as I was my fever was breaking on like day 5, and near the end where he like cures his mental illness and gets the fucking plane to fly and everything, I was like, yes! And I was like living like Howard Hughes in the basement, sweating my ass off with like jars of piss, metaphorically around the room. I kind of felt that way watching this movie, where it makes you want to get sober, where near the end you're like, I made it. Like you feel like you are Charlie because it's just story after story of like, and then I got introduced to smoking it.
Yeah, and you're like, man.
Oh my God. And then you start, dude, and the partition from episode 1 to 2, I think that's where this edit happens. I didn't text it to you guys because I wanted you not to be spoiled on it in case. There's a really boss ass edit of Sean Penn early in the documentary that I sent you guys, where he's like, he's like, who could tell my story other than me? And then it jump cuts to Sean Penn and just goes, and lights a cigarette, and then you hear like a music cue that's really awesome,
Nice.
Near the end though, when it transitions, he's like, and then it's like in the early 2000s, and he's like, and then she said, if you smoked the crack, it'll get, and he's like, and then things got weird, and then you see like little flash edits for like a second of the winning with the like the multiple cigarettes thing, and you're like, I forgot he looks so terrifying in that video, how like deep his eyes are, and like when he was smoking crack, he looked like dictionary definition, like monster crackhead, like zombie in a movie monster crackhead. Do you remember that video? Did you ever watch that?
I don't remember that video. Rant? I remember like the winning in Tiger Bloods. I remember like the Today Show interview? Yeah. Where he's like kind of looking through a thing and he's just like, if there's any drugs around here, you better find them before I smoke them.
Those are fun. That's when he was in the early days of but this is after he got fired from 2.5 Men. This is when his career was founded. This is when his career ended, basically, and he started calling Chuck Lorre Haim Levine. There's a video of him ranting, and he looks crazy, smoking cigarettes. He's on the phone with his manager. He's like, I'm like a fucking god, okay? He's like, becomes Tarantino. Do you think Tarantino smokes crack? Do you think that's why he talks that way?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure the Mossad is like feeding him just a cocktail of unbelievable shit to placate him.
Dude, it's fucked up, though. Anyway, Charlie Sheen doc, pretty good. People made a big hubbub about his dad and one of his brothers not being in it, Emilio Estevez and Martin Sheen. They're not in it. People made it out like they would refuse. They didn't want to be in it. And Martin Sheen has said, he's like, everything I have to say about this story I've already said publicly and lived through, because his dad has done a lot of PR events for him.
Yeah.
Even dating back to the 90s when he had his first overdose. Him and Nicolas Cage were on a fucking plane, and Nicolas Cage is like coming off leaving Las Vegas. Like, he's like Hollywood royalty. Apparently, he got on an intercom and he's like, yeah, we're going to have to land the plane. We lost our engines. And he like stole a pilot's uniform or something. And like they didn't get arrested. And Charlie Sheen's like, and that's when I learned if you're a movie star, you can get away with anything.
Dude, that's amazing.
Like, dude, the lives they lived. Nick Cage, Johnny Depp, just like doing tons of blow in the 90s.
Yes. I'm supposed to hate these people and find them as a cautionary tale. They fucking rule.
Yeah.
But then I also I don't want to make like too light of it, but yeah, I mean, damn. I'm glad that he was able to get on the wagon.
Me too. It's very moving, and nice. He tells a story. I won't give it away if you end up watching the doc. It's worth it. It's exciting and interesting throughout. There's a moment when he's describing how he finally got sober. It's because of a story, very touching story he tells involving his youngest daughter. That's like totally not sappy, and like it's very unexpected, and it's very simple, and you're like, oh wow, that really. It's a good gut punch where you're like, damn, fuck yeah, Charlie Sheen. This movie makes you love Charlie Sheen. And it gives you a new appreciation for his career because they don't really spend a lot of time on his acting credits because it's not a sanitized look at me and I'm almost so famous and let me advertise my IMDb for all the youth watching. It's really not that.
Not a retrospective.
It's not
career, yeah.
But there are anecdotes related to movie roles of his, and rewatching it, I was like, oh man, Charlie Sheen was like kind of the fucking man in the 80s and 90s. He was in a Oscar-winning Best Picture, his first film, Platoon. I totally forgot he was in Platoon. And there's a story of him almost being Born on the 4th of July and, forking the road with his career there of where it could have gone if that. Wow. And 8 Men Out, which is a great baseball movie by John Sayles. If you're interested, Charlie Sheen's in it. He's good in it. And other movies too. But, he didn't have a great film career, but he's the man, dude. And if I met him, I would give him a hug. As a Christian, you know, I would. I kind of love Christian. Here's the thing: if you're Christian, you're kind of coded to love people like this because, you know, Jesus hung out with people who killed Christians.
Yes, he forgave
prostitutes. You know, the real are the ones who've gone through it and now they get it, and they, you know what I mean. Like, he is a holier man than many Christians who turn their nose up at him.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? He's closer to God. You know, by living in the gutters he lived in for so long.
That is true. Yeah, and he's one of those people, like, there's a ton of people who go through something really bad. Like, they beat addiction or something, and they're just like, well, I suffered. Why shouldn't they? Charlie Sheen seems like the type of guy who's just like, yeah, I suffered. It's like, I feel like people, you know, I want to, like, maybe help people. Not that he's going to go out to the shelter and, like, hand out food or anything. But he seems like the kind of guy who's just like, I hope people can get the help and need, and there's a safety net. Other people are just like, yeah, that's the kind of the split I see between a lot of people.
Yeah. And also for people who are like, fuck Charlie Sheen, he raped Corey Haim. No, he didn't.
Not true. I looked this up myself independently after I saw it, and I was like, there's no way.
There's no way. And I've been preaching this. Corey Feldman is a fucking
Yes.
Corey Haim was not raped by Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen, remember that joke where Norm Macdonald's like, Michael Jackson is a homosexual pedophile. Yeah. Like, Charlie Sheen is not a homosexual pedophile. What are you guys talking
about? Like, you think Charlie Sheen couldn't get pussy at any time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. And this documentary makes it doesn't make mention of it, but there's an indirect message that you get from it. And I knew this already. Charlie Sheen, none of the, you know, even he gave people like HIV allegedly or whatever, you know.
Unknowingly?
There's I think so, or at least there was a question of it. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's why there's no issue. I don't know.
Okay.
But there's like stuff about like, oh, Charlie Sheen, like, hey, for what it's worth, no Me Too's. No, he attacked me. There's many stories. Remember when they just made him bipolar in the news? They addressed this in the documentary. He's like, I'm not bipolar.
They do that a lot in the
news.
I was
on drugs.
Dave Chappelle talked about that. The news will sometimes be like, oh, he's bipolar, just to manufacture consent to make fun of them. There's
a story that people go to of like, Charlie Sheen's an abuser, where there was this night where him and I think his most recent of his like 3 ex-wives, there was like a physical thing that he got physical. He tells the story in the thing and he's like, well, if you look into it, here's what happened. I fucking looked into it. So like the story from both of them is that like he pushed her, she pushed him, and neither of them like enough that it, you know, it was like this kind of push, like a, you know, more of like where it's like half a kind of a punch push to like the shoulder, kind of a, like a, you know, I'm mad at you kind of. That's the extent of it. Like, why is he the most canceled man? He's just a drug addict who did obviously weird stuff, but it's like this man, he shouldn't be blacklisted to the degree he is, especially considering, as they show in the show, even when he was on 2.5 Men smoking crack and drinking, he was still kind of like, you know, he was late, he was unprofessional, but like he still did his job.
He's still giving his same performance as Charlie in the show.
There's other people who've done worse who got less consequences, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, he's more blacklisted than Kevin Spacey, who's currently like dancing in Tel Aviv for money.
Do you think Chuck Lorre made the call and said, shut them down?
I think Chaim Levine. Which is what Charlie alleged was his real name.
Dude, he rules, damn. Fuck, I would love to talk to... There's so many people where I'm just like, I would just love to sit down and just hear you talk about stuff. Yeah, I don't even care what it is. I just want to hear you talk.
Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin.
To name a few. Adolf Hitler, Charlie Sheen. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I'm going to watch that.
They show I learned that Charlie Sheen has this black friend who's just always been like there for him, and it's kind of like the OJ doc where like there's the friend I've had my whole life who's just like a normal guy, and it's kind of funny. He's like an Always Sunny character where like he's just like extremely wholesome, and every now and then the doc cuts back to him. He's like, and then you know Charlie OD'd when he put cocaine in his pussy, but I drove him to the hospital because I'm his friend, and like it's just this really wholesome like comedy bit. It's like Tim Heidecker bit. There's like this just wholesome black man in the middle of all these insane drug escapades.
He's like, don't worry now, Chad. You're going to be all right.
Yeah. Anyway, AKA Charlie Sheen. Good movie. You'll come away loving the Sheens. And Sean Penn is so fucking cool.
I'm coming around to him.
Lockjaw. He's coming for the Oscar. He's a lockjaw for that Oscar.
Yeah, I love Stellan Skarsgård, but come on.
Come on, man. At this point, the Oscars are 2 months out, I think. So,
yeah.
Come on, Sean.
If it's not him,
bring it.
I'm going to be mailing some packages.
With notes of how disappointed you are. And arsenic.
and anthrax and C4 and Semtex and tannerite and ammonium nitrate.
And nails.
Because
you want to do as much damage as you can.
Primer, ignition, explosive. Pi, remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the public episodes. I hope you all enjoyed. We have at least 3 more episodes. Maybe if we record more, I'm not sure. But if you want to listen to those, you're going to have to subscribe to the Patreon. It is $5 a month. And when you do that, you will get 3 extra episodes immediately, plus the entire backlog of all the episodes that you haven't listened to thus far. Quite the deal. You can always give us more if you feel so inclined to, but it's only $5 we ask for.
It's cheap.
It is very cheap.
And if you're listening to this, you listen to the publics, and we have public listeners who are not Patreon subscribers. If you enjoy the show, you're getting the same and sometimes even better. Some of our best episodes are on that premium feed. They don't call it premium for nothing.
Yes, there are some genuinely great episodes. Some of my favorites.
Some generational conversations. Cough, cough, Gamergate, cough, cough, the ape. Come on now.
Yes. Top 5
Edmund. Edmund. There is serious Your Older Brothers lore on the Patreon that you're all missing out on, like Edmund.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, not you all. Some of you guys are really cool. You're on the Patreon.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's on the Patreon already. Thank you for all the money that you so kindly.
You were looking for a word.
I'm trying to phrase that in a way that doesn't sound greedy. Thank you for your generosity.
Honestly, thank you for the money. It really helps. It goes towards if you're noticing these episodes are sounding better lately, it goes towards equipment we're using, which makes it sound better. So we're getting there. Thank you for the money.
Yes, exactly. You are an actual patron of the arts.
Yes,
you can say that. You are helping people who want to be entertainers.
You can hear the results.
So thank you very much. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, we are Your Older Brothers Podcast. On X, we are You Are Older Brothers. If you'd like to send us an email of any questions or stuff you may want us to review in the future, suggestions, it is yourolderbrothers@gmail.com. And patreon.com/yourolderbrothers.
Share the Patreon, please. Thank you. We can't say it enough. Patreon.com/yourolderbrothers. Welcome to 2026.